This is book one, is the official unraveling of book one. We're gonna see what I have to read in January. It is the Chanel sisters. All right, I'm gonna have to crack into this one. So I've just made it to chapter 30 of the Chanel sisters, which is pretty good. I'm on page 145 out of like 370, I think it is, or 400, somewhere around there. But it's close to 400. And I am so pleasantly surprised by this book. I did not think I was going to like it as much as I do. Right now, I think I'm leaning towards a 4 stars on it. And I'm only about like almost halfway done, I would say, with it. So I'm really liking it. It's about Chanel and her sister just growing up. They were orphans and they had a really hard life growing up as kids into young adulthood, and they feel like marriage is kind of their only way to succeed in life, even though they have a lot of goals and dreams and things they want to accomplish, and they are both extremely talented as well. So it's really cool to kind of see their journey and see how they've kind of just been going about life and getting through life, and not only just getting through, but kind of thriving in everything that they do. They really just like find a way to make the best of it and make it really good for themselves. And in a lot of cases, they just find a better way to do things than even their peers are doing them. So I found that really cool. And also this is set in France, and there's just so many cool settings and places. And I was telling my husband about this book because he's the one that numbered them for me. So, and I always tell him about my books. But anyway, I was telling him about it, and I was just like, yeah, I'm literally like in Paris right now since I'm reading this. And it's just, I'm really loving it. I'm just, the setting is amazing, the characters is great, and the storyline is great. So I can't wait to continue reading it and finish it out and give you my full thoughts on it. I'm here on chapter 65 and page 318 out of 380. So I am nearly done with this one. It has been so good. I feel like I have been on an adventure with these sisters. I'm absolutely loving it. Definitely a solid 4 stars for me. Just depends on the ending as if I'm gonna give it 5 stars or not. But that's how good it has been. Like, I have literally been so surprised by this book. I think I probably got it for like 50 cents too, so that makes it even better. It's been amazing. I am so happily surprised by this book, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So far, there has been a lot of serious twists and turns that I did not see coming at all. I did not think the book was going to go in that direction at all. We had like the sisters had finally gotten out of their original struggles from being orphans, and they were finally like starting to make a name for themselves, and things were like happy. They were falling in love, and now everything's like completely switched gears, and there's so many things happening, a lot of really bad and serious things, and I cannot wait to see how it's going to completely wrap itself up and end the book, because I just don't even know where we're going to go from here. I'm thinking right now that they might have an unhappy ending, which would be crazy because for the most part books don't really have that. So I'm really excited to finish this. I have about like 50 or 60 pages left, and I'm just gonna go finish it, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you what I think. So I have added my Chanel Sisters book over here to my shelf with my wrapped books because I have finished it. And that's also why I am back today, is to tell you that I finished this book. And it is the next day from when I just filmed just a minute ago. And I recall that I think I said that this was gonna be a 4-star book. Well, let me just take that back and just completely just erase that from this video, because this is a freaking raving 5-star book. Probably one of my top 5 favorite books. I am so impressed with this book. It's crazy. I actually got dressed up for it today because I just felt like I needed to just wear something nice to talk about this book, because that's how amazing this book was. And there's just so much fashion, and just everyone's always dressed up and looking their best in this book. So anyway, I just felt inspired and had to dress up to finally review this book and tell you how amazing it was. Literally start to end, it was perfection. The ending in this book, oh my goodness, had me shook, guys. Wow. I finished the book last night, probably around like 7 o'clock, and then I just thought about it the whole rest of the night. This morning it's been on my mind, and now it's on my mind, and I feel like it's going to be on my mind for a long time. This was such an amazing book. This one over here I rated 5 stars and read it this year as well. And it's the only other 5-star I had this year, and this one completely blew that out of the water in a totally different way. And it's a historical fiction novel, which normally I hate historical fiction, but I've always loved Coco Chanel, and I didn't really know a ton about her. And this just like opens up her whole story in such an amazing way. And there is an author's note in this book that tells you that it is a fiction novel, because obviously she's not Coco Chanel, and she doesn't have a first person perspective on this, and like isn't sure of all the facts, because I found out that Coco Chanel actually liked to cover up her past and didn't really like to talk about it, and just kind of lied to the public about what really happened in her life. And it was because it was very painful for her to remember it and to talk about it, and she just would rather just pretend it didn't happen. So that's kind of what she went on doing. And her sister Antoinette is a big character in this book, and was a big person in Coco Chanel's life, and she was just like her better half almost. Like I know they were sisters and everything, but like they were almost like soulmates for each other, because they just fit each other so perfectly, and one complemented the other in ways like vice versa type of thing, where one had certain things about them, the other one had opposite things about them, and then they combined, and then it made just like, it was beautiful. So crazy. There's not much known about Antoinette Chanel because she passed away at a very young age, in her 30s. I think she was like 31. I might be wrong. But Coco Chanel never talked about her publicly after her death, because it was like another one of those things that was just very painful for her, and she just kind of wanted to pretend like it didn't happen. But Antoinette was like very influential in Coco's life, and in helping her start her business and making it into what it is today even. And it was just crazy. If you have any interest in Coco Chanel at all, or you like the Chanel brand, or you just like historical fictions, I would really recommend you read this. It is just like the most secretive, like amazing book that you could think of. Like looking at this, I didn't think it was going to be that amazing, but it is amazing, and I'm so glad I read it. And I can't wait to see what else I'm going to have to pick next month to read. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I'm done talking about this one, but I could sit here and talk about it all day. That's how amazing it was. I literally felt like I was in Paris because of the author's descriptiveness of everything, and it wasn't like overly descriptive, like where I would get bored. It was like just enough that I felt like I was there with the characters, and I was just like watching all of these things happen, and it was just amazing. Like they partied with like the higher rich class once they kind of got some money from the business, and they just had these amazing lavish parties that you got to go to and like be a part of, and just their love lives, like, it's not a romance, but it is a romance because their love lives were crazy and there was just so much happening all the time. And yeah, it was just so good. Oh my goodness. It had a little bit of everything, like mystery or romance, historical fiction, like being in another country, travel, business, hard times, war. There were so many things in this book, and I kind of can't believe that the author fit all of it into this book, and it's this thin of a book. I mean, it was crazy. I honestly didn't want it to end. If it was like double this size, I would be happy. And usually I don't say that because usually I'm like, when is this book gonna end? But nope, this one I would keep going for a long time. So very successful first read, and I can't wait to see what my second one is. It's a bit of a thinner one, so I'm kind of intrigued by that, and I have a couple ideas in mind of what it could be, but I'm not positive. So make sure you come back. Every Friday I have a new video here, and make sure you come back in February because I'll be opening book number 2 and reading for you and making another vlog style video like this one for you about that. I hope I have another banger because this one was just, it's gonna be very hard to follow up with. But also check me out on my Instagram because I post every day over there, and it's really been growing, and I'm so excited about that. I've been seeing a lot of new faces. And that's really it. Make sure you subscribe, put your notification bell on so you won't miss any of my new content because I have so much coming out. I have so many new ideas since it is the new year. And thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this new style of a video. I really had a lot of fun making it, and I'm glad we got to hang out again. So I'll see you on my next video. Bye, guys.